Ciao, everyone, and welcome to Thursday, April 4th, 2024. I'm Joe Pratt, keeping you updated on what's happening in the world. Well, happy birthday if you're born on this date. You share a birthday with Robert Downey Jr., Maya Angelou, Graham Norton, Craig T. Nelson, religious leader George Albert Smith, George Von Trapp. You remember the father of the Von Trapp family from The Sound of Music. Tris Speaker, a baseball player, Gil Hodges, a baseball player, and David Blaine. A Democrat in the state of Nebraska's government has decided to become a Republican. Now, this is in state government, not national government. This is not one of Nebraska's two state senators. But Mike McConnell has decided to switch parties to become a Republican. Now, this does affect national politics, however. In this way, Nebraska is one of only two states, Maine being the other, that doesn't automatically give all of the electoral votes to the presidential candidate who carries the state. Some of the electoral votes have been split in past elections, but there is a measure before the state legislature that will change that and have an all-or-nothing approach like the other 48 states. And Mr. McDonald's switching parties may affect that vote. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is in China for 5 days of meetings. They will be talking about trade, anti-money laundering, Chinese overproduction, and Chinese government subsidies of the manufacturing of electric vehicles and solar panels. The IRS has 940,000 unclaimed tax refunds from the year 2020. You might want to check if one of them is yours. And if you're a freelancer or self-employed, you might want to check the tax code, as the threshold for how much money you can make before you are taxed is changing. It's going down. Economic growth in the U.S. for the last quarter is up to an annual rate of 3.4%. That's a pretty healthy rate of growth. And while we're talking about money in the IRS, be on the lookout for IRS scams. There are usually three types of scams. One is fear. They contact you by phone or email, telling you there's a problem with your tax return, and if you don't fix it, you'll get in trouble. Two, urgency. They tell you it has to be fixed right now, and why not do it while they have you on the phone or on your email message? Three, money. They might tell you that you can get a bigger refund if you share your personal information with them. Remember, the IRS will usually reach out by physical mail. You can always reach out to the IRS on their website if you have any questions. The most popular books in the U.S. right now are these. The top 10 in all categories combined. Number 10 is Hippity Hoppity Little Bunny Finger Puppet Book. Next is Little Blue Truck's Springtime. 8 is The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. Then How to Catch the Easter Bunny. Number 6 is It's Better Being a Bunny. 5 is A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah Moss. Next is Taylor Swift, A Little Golden Book biography. Number 3 is The Women by Kristen Hanna. And number 2 is It's Not Easy Being a Bunny by Marilyn Sadler. She had one of the other books in the top 10 that we mentioned. And number 1 is Dog Man, The Secret Shredder, from the creator of Captain Underpants by Dav Pilkey. In a related story, Small Press Distribution, one of the last remaining independent book distributors, has closed. The executive director said they just could no longer make ends meet. By the way, you know that children's song, Baby Shark? Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do. Well, if you go on YouTube, you'll see it has over 14 billion views. That's billion with a B. Now, do you realize that means on average, every person in the world, in every country, with or without a computer, has viewed that video about 2 times? Of course, I know in fairness, some kids have probably watched it 1,000 times. But still, the world's oldest living man just died. Juan Vicente Perez died just a few weeks short of his 115th birthday, which would have happened next month in May. And he wanted to be remembered, he said, as a man who was faithful to his wife and religion. He said he prayed twice a day. Richard Brock is what you call a metal detectorist. You know, one of these people who like to take metal detectors out looking for odd stuff, something of value. He joined an organized expedition that went out looking for stuff on farmland in England. Got there a little late, and within a short time he detected the best find of his life, a gold nugget worth about $38,000. It was buried about 5 or 6 inches underground. It's the largest gold nugget ever found in England. As I'm developing and adding to this podcast, one of the features that I've wanted to add is a segment on religion and spirituality. So I'm going to start by quoting from the sacred works of the world's religions. I will begin doing interviews with people before too long as well, and adding that. But I'll end today with a quote from the Tao Te Ching, giving birth. Here's the quote: "Giving birth and nourishing, having without possessing, acting with no expectations, leading and not trying to control. This is the supreme virtue." Finally, a sign in a public area put out by the Woodridge Police Department says 4 things: lock your car, take your keys, hide your belongings, 4, fill a decoy purse with thousands of angry, poisonous bees. I'm Joe Pratt. Make it a great day.